Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to episode 6 of Orcs Must Die.
What was it the old man used to say? Apprentice, rub my corns. No, wait. Apprentice, empty my bedpan. No, that wasn't it either.
And, as always, our protagonist with sage words of wisdom. Alright, so what are we going to want to bring this time? I'm thinking definitely the slowing traps, spring traps, arrow walls, the usual. We're also going to need the freeze amulet for ogres and fire ogres, because I've discovered it is actually quite excellent against those. And, admittedly, I have done this level before. I did a couple of levels actually, namely 2 and then dying on a 3rd before I realized that I'd failed to record any of it. So, felt quite intelligent there. Going to stick some archers up here. We've got to choose our weaver, so ignore that one on the left.
I have so many things to show you.
We'll upgrade the death augmenter, and I'm tempted to get guardian armor as well. Yeah, I think I'm going to get guardian armor. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell a single archer, and then set up 2 of our brand new paladin guardians, because these guys are actually ridiculously boss. It's amazing just how good these guys are. Especially once you get the health upgrade. And we do need a lot of deadly upgrades, because the orcs come from both waves immediately at the beginning of this level. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're just going to take out the first couple waves of orcs using myself and my Paladin Guardian. Just because anything the Paladin Guardian does gets me extra gold. And he's ridiculously good. I mean, look at that. Look at how quickly he's regenerating health. He's not even having trouble. So we're going to go back upstairs. And I'm actually, you know what? No, I'm going to just get upgrades straight away. Tempered Blades. The Paladin attack's now stunned. I'm going to get another archer. But I want to take these guys out. They're actually fairly dangerous to paladins. And me. Just because they carry explosives. Of course, that is a single wave in and of itself. So as soon as you kill those enemies, you are going to go straight to the next wave with new enemies and get a bunch of extra gold. So be ready for that. There's no delay between the two of them. And while you may be seeing that the orcs are just running through, you know, willy-nilly, no issues, they are in fact getting stopped dead by these paladins. Just look at that. That's amazing. So, we're going to go back through here, and now as you see, we've got the one guy facing the wrong way. You need any help there, buddy? No? You're good? Okay. Now, ogres. Amazing strategy to use against ogres that I found out is the Freeze Blast. The Freeze Blast is actually really good against them. It makes them stay completely still so you can land super damaging headshots on them. Don't know why headshots do so much to ogres. I mean, it seems a bit weird, but... And then, just helping your paladin out with ogres is a moral imperative, you know. You don't want him to get too overwhelmed. Of course, he seems to be doing pretty well for himself, so I'm not too worried about that. And this guy over here, how you doing? You're at full health. Well, that was a weird sound. Anyway. So I'm going to upgrade my archers.
Go then. See if I care.
And I'm going to start upgrading my traps, at least with the upgraded reset time. Actually no, I'm just going to go straight for overcoiled springs, and put 2 springs. One on this side and one on the other side, and this next round is going to be all about getting more springs. Let's see, where can I put this? I can put this here, so I want this in the middle. Good, and unleash the horde. Flyers. Okay, this is actually...
Defeat the enemy because we fight for a cause. The orcs may be numbers, they are also purposeless and leaderless. Well, you were wrong, old man. They gotta be it now.
Which is... Oh, there's the sorceress again. You can barely hear her over this music. That's incredible. Literally lacking in credibility. No, of course not. Anyway. Alright, it looks like my... Oh, you got me some gold. Thank you, Paladin Guardian. I don't know where you got that, but, you know, always grateful. Not going to turn it down, certainly.
This'll hurt.
Okay, more flying enemies on this side. I'll help take care of them. My Paladin Guardian should be able to take care of the other side pretty much single-handedly. But it's these flyers that really get me, because they can damage my archers, which does cause me troubles. Meanwhile, Mr. Guardian over there is just wrecking entire legions of orcs. And he's at pretty much full health anyway, so all's well. Oh man. Then just torch them. Freeze them and burn them. An excellent strategy. It can even be called strategy and not just combination attacks. Probably can't. Oh well. Oh, sell that. It's out of place. I need my traps to be perfect.
This will be good.
Alright, and of course now that I've set the springs up on this side, they're going to be doing the exact opposite, and they're going to be flying through this side. Well, on the other side, they're going to be coming from the ground. But again, I've got a Paladin, and he's upgraded. I don't think I'm going to have any issues with them. Oh, come on. Stop it. There we go. More Hellbats. Always a pain, just because their heads are so tiny compared to the rest of them. And they kind of swing them back and forth. But I do want to let my Guardians and whatnot take care of all these enemies. If I can help it. Just because it does get me extra gold. Which is amazing. So let's upgrade our elves. And I'm not actually using any piercing or cutting traps. So I'm not going to purchase that quite yet.
Come back when you're ready.
Then I'm just going to set up a ton of spring traps again.
This one.
Because once I set up all these spring traps, even ogres are going to have a lot of trouble getting through this area. Then when I put some slowing traps up in front here, and then put another paladin behind, or maybe, no, I should probably get even more archers, but same general idea. Oh, we can just watch them fly. Not a care in the world. Look at that, it's beautiful. Combo times 4. Oh! Suddenly bomb, guys. That's a problem. That's actually a really big problem. Oh, and Paladin Guardian activates his shield of damage immunity just in time. Meanwhile, I'm going to have to play really safe because of this damage. Until I see a health upgrade on the map, anyway. Oh, and naturally, everything's a flyer this round. Except for a couple guys on the ground floor. So I'm just going to kind of stand behind my archers. I may have hit them once or twice, but they've done more than that to me, so they can just suck it up a bit. Okay. He's killed. I've got 3 more waves. Hopefully I get a break in the middle of them, otherwise I'm going to be low on health a bit more than I would like.
This will be good.
Spike traps stunning an enemy briefly and then slowing them all down so they group up might mean that they get— oh, hi, Fire Ogre. Fly into the lava. Thank you. Oh! Baby Hellbats, I need to run. And of course, because the ogres are dying to lava... oh, my archer champions are actually taking damage. That stings. My paladin champions are fine though. And I'm finally at full health again. Might as well grab Jagged Steel. It'll make my spike traps deal a bit more damage.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to set them up pretty much everywhere. Can I set up an arrow wall where they fly in? Guess not. Oh well, I can set up arrow walls up there though. Just in case those little baby hellbats get through, they're going to find a nasty little surprise in there. So now, we just let them go again, and I'm at full health again, so I don't have to worry quite as much. In fact, I dare say I don't really have to worry just about at all.
What a mess.
Between my archers, my paladins, and my upgrades to the spring traps, I don't think just about anything's going to be making it through here.
Bye-bye, evil guys. Clean up.
Look, I don't even have to move. Oh, look, 2 got through. Paladin Guardian, if you'd be so kind. Meanwhile, we've got a guy down there. A very confused orc, I guess. So, let's set up... Ah, why not? Another Paladin Guardian at each entrance. Let's sell this guy really quick and just move him. Not getting rid of him, just putting him to the side a bit. There we go. And now I think I can just sit back. I don't even have to fire. So I've got a legion of archers on either side that are going to be taking out the flying enemies. Hopefully, if they stop missing. Perhaps I should fire at them. Yeah, I guess I can't entirely just rest on my laurels. But that's okay. So, Orcs Must Die 2 just came out, so that's actually... I've seen gameplay of it, but... What? That stinks. So yeah, I've seen gameplay of Orcs Must Die 2, but I haven't actually played it myself yet. I do own it. So I might give it a try here in the near future, but I haven't had much time to play at all recently, much less record. So it's good to be getting back to this, and I finally got a boom stand, so even better. Back to the actual level. We're on the last wave here, but I really don't think there's gonna be much. The explosive enemies seem to blow each other up, as well as, you know, blowing me up. So they might actually be more easily used as mobile boom barrels. If I can put slowing traps down, I can slow the enemies to the extent that... Alright, so my archers are doing work, but... These hellbats are annoying things to be sure. I can't stress, by the way, how useful this the overcoiled spring upgrade is. Without it, I would have had to face every ogre individually, and I wouldn't have necessarily been able to focus on what's going on over here. Did something make it through? A flying enemy, I'll bet. Yep. A single flyer. Oh, that's a wonderful view. Yeah, just sit on the camera. It's cool. Oh, but 5 skulls. Feels good. Feels very good. Let's see how we did on the stats leaderboard menu. 19,000. I'm actually second on my entire friends list. That's pretty cool. I approve. Then back. Let's see if we can get... Oh, no, I already spent almost everything on an upgrade for... What did I upgrade? Barricades? Making them cheaper? Yeah. So, next level, we've been granted the decoy, which takes damage. Orcs attack it as if it were us. It takes damage, then it explodes. Taking out a bunch of orcs, presumably. I haven't used it yet, to be entirely honest. I'm not entirely sure how useful it is either, so who knows? It could be trash, it could be the best item in the... Apparently I have a text message. Alright, we're back. So we're going to move on to the level now that's finished loading.
So, the orcs are dancing to this woman's thing that makes orcs dance. Well, I can make orcs dance too. And by dance, I mean die when I poke them with my blade staff.
Right, you do that, protagonist. That sounds like an excellent plan. What else sounds like an excellent plan, because this was the other level I got through, is this hallway being aligned with clockwork maces and slowing traps, because you don't really need anything else. You could use possibly arrow walls as well, so we're going to, of course, bring the usual slew of things. Archers are not actually as helpful here, so I'm going to leave him behind. Spring traps are always useful, though. Ice amulets, wonderful tool. Use that. Could bring the flame bracer to clear waves of enemies, but I'm pretty sure that that's already being done. I might pick up the wind belt, though. Now, what the heck? I'll bring along the decoy, because why not? And then the Paladin Guardian, because there are Gnoll Hunters now. And if I can place decoys on top of other traps, that might actually be fairly useful. But yeah, Paladin Guardian, because they're very powerful as well. Now, we'll bring the Steel Weaver.
Embrace your inner darkness.
Might as well grab the Death Augmenter. Grabbing it
Decisive.
early is always a nice
I like
choice. I'll set up slowing traps here.
Traps are just so cool.
I agree, protagonist. No, yeah, no, traps are very cool. In fact, I like this game for that. I like all tower defense games for that very thing. being able to predict the enemy's movements and just kind of lure them through to areas where you control the situation, that's an excellent feeling. And it's one of the reasons that I really like games like this. Games like, I don't know, even Bloons Tower Defense I thought was a really good game. Just because it was really fun, it was really clever. As you can see, any enemy that's sitting on these traps can just get owned in a rapid fashion. And occasionally one might make it through, and we'll take care of him when the time comes. But for the most part, the enemies are just gonna get rocked by this swinging trap. And we get all the extra cash for it. So it's a very good strategy. This level is actually one of the easiest I've encountered thus far in the game. If you've upgraded how fast this item swings, you're not going to have any trouble with this level. So, on that note, well, we have a bit of a less lengthy level though. Yeah, back to tower defense. Tower defense games just... Yeah, I realized they're in the East Hall. Tower defense games are just really excellent because you are allowed to see your enemy's path, plan out the defenses that you're going to have, and then base everything else on that. There's really nothing past the strategy to it. In this game, there is the first-person aspect as well, though, which is a really nice thing as well. It shares that with Sanctum, another game on Steam, which is a, in Sanctum's case, first-person tower defense, unlike the third-person style Orcs Must Die takes. But not as much the point I'm trying to make with this. The point is that while this game is really... Oh! Gnoll Hunters. No, kobolds.
Oh, please don't send me more orcs, scary woman's voice. How could I possibly survive?
No, kobolds, get back here. So she used to be part of the Order. Okay. That's good to know, I suppose. Okay, so the second swinging trap is getting them fairly easily. I need to bring out the Ice Amulet for this one, though. Area Freeze. That's always a good move. So, what I've pieced together of the story, since I look at that map in the top right, showing me where everything died. Oh, it's wonderful. I can just see where all of these orcs fell down.
This will be good.
And let's do the same for the slowing traps on the other side. Because the way that
This will be good.
the way that these are set up, they actually take up a space and a half. They're in between the two of them. But slowing the orcs slightly before and slightly after the trap works out fairly well, so it's for the best anyway. Anyway, what I'm going to try, because I think there are Gnoll Hunters, is I'm going to set up this here. If at any time there are Gnoll Hunters, they'll run up here, presumably try to attack this handsome decoy, and get owned by it. But in the meantime, I've got orcs to kill. But I don't think... in regards to the storyline of Orcs Must Die and the fact that I've missed a lot of it, I don't think a lot of people care too much about the story. Oh, it worked. Took them out. Without an issue. Nothing's gotten to the rift yet. Awesome. Let's set up 2 more of these. So, swinging ceiling traps. You have them upgraded, you will win this level. Pretty much guaranteed. I don't know if decreasing the amount of time for traps, though, will actually decrease the swing time of these little death balls here. I don't have a better name for them, regrettably. There's the swinging chain mace, death ball, clockwork mace things. So I'm just gonna call them clockwork I'm gonna call them clockwork maces. I can't come up with anything more clever than that. It's cool though. I'm not too worried about it. Alright, and you can just see where they just keep falling down on that map. Set up on... Why not? Let's set up the last one, because you'll want 4 on each side is the maximum you can have. I think there are more Gnoll Hunters this wave, so I'm gonna set up another Explosive Me. Decoy items are... I don't know. As a whole, I don't find decoy items very useful. There's one big exception to this rule, and that's the decoy plasmid in Bioshock 2 is amazing due to the fact that it reflects damage and heals you at highest level of the plasmid. So it's quite the good thing to have around. Oh, it blew up a bit sooner than I would have anticipated. So now this Gnoll Hunter is just not going to get off me. But that's cool. We'll just set up more slowing traps. And we're going to be getting tons of cash, because Death Augmenter at the very beginning makes for excellent runs. You just have so much more cash in the long run. Alright, so we'll put these here. And 2 more slowing traps on the other side. And then we'll do the same for this side, and then we're going to start setting up the arrow walls, because there's no kill like overkill. The only problem is, the moment that we go in there, we're pretty much blinded by, area of effect indicators. It's just a death trap of orange and red in there, but they don't go anywhere else, so that's okay. And choke points are always the best place to take out enemies anyway. So if there are Gnoll Hunters, and there will be Gnoll Hunters, one of the best strategies to do in this level is just to stand in your traps. Because they're slowed when they come in here, meaning that you can fire at them without an issue. Same thing for kobolds, really. Speaking of ones getting through, which I don't like, they're really the only enemy that still even gives me the slightest bit of trouble on this level is kobolds. Just because they occasionally run fast. They're small enough that they can sort of fit in the corners of this area without too much trouble. Meanwhile, on this side, a couple of orcs got owned by traps. I think I should upgrade them though. Timed gates making arrow traps fire faster. There we go, set up the arrow wall there and there. And now, this is a nigh impassable thing. We'll get 1 more arrow wall, and that's the only thing we're gonna need. After that, we can set up spike traps on the outside if we really want to, because that'll catch the kobolds. And that's really the only issue that we have. And then we can also set up spring traps on the very outside here to fling tougher enemies back in there, because we haven't seen any ogres yet. And they'll actually be pretty dangerous. So we want to get the physics traps upgraded when we can as well. I'm gonna grab one of these 3 health potions I have saved up. Of course, I have a lot more than 3 just sitting in the side areas there. Oh, suddenly a fire ogre. So I'll just freeze him in the area of a trap, and he's going to get owned by it. Is there one over here? No. Alright, we're good. Yeah, as I said, ogres, a slight trouble. Not really, really bad, but certainly not pleasant.
Gee, I hope nobody gets hurt. No, I don't.
Alright, so then we'll set up our traps to fling enemies back into the deadly, deadly pit of spikes and arrows and maces and all sorts of fun stuff. And then, oh, Gnoll Hunter. So, as I said, strategy for Gnoll Hunters, stand in your trap. They won't be able to make it to you. See? No troubles at all. Oh, so let's set up our last arrow wall and then start upgrading to overcoiled springs.
Decisive. I like that.
There's some cash from those Gnoll Hunters earlier.
How it's done.
Oh, and we have so much extra cash. What are we even gonna do with all this cash? I mean, we can set up some Paladin Guardians out here, I guess, if anything gets past. Yeah, no, why not? Let's set up a Paladin Guardian, and let's upgrade Guardians.
You know what you want.
And unleash the Horde. So now, also something I haven't been using, but if you find the need to, there's boiling oil, which does refill over time, but spills in the very middle there. The only problem is the enemies don't go that way. So you'd have to build barricades and kind of lure them into that area if you want to use it, but I'm not saying it's a bad idea. If you really want to use environmental traps, it's all up to you. I just find them a bit useless in this level. Most levels, actually. I've failed to use them thus far, I think. But if you wanted an easy level to farm skulls on here, obviously you can't farm the skulls, you can only get them once for the level, but if you want an easy 5 skull level, there you go. This is it. The only thing is, the only part that weirds me out is the fact that because this level is, or all levels rather, are based on time as well as how well you take care of things, it's actually possible to... Oh, that hurt. It is possible to get a higher score on this level by somehow killing every single orc in a fashion that is more effective than this, ahead of this, maybe. Or maybe I figured out the best way to do it, I don't know. But at this point, it's round 11 out of 12, and I don't see anything that could possibly make it through at this point. Just set up a Paladin Guardian here, and now not even kobolds are going to stop me. I'm just going to sit around, snack on a health potion, you know, maybe take a little sip, relax, get a beach chair, something like that. Sitting back, sipping... what? Oh, dang it, what would I sip? Oh, new enemy! Haha, there's something I completely forgot about. Because it actually doesn't hurt that much on this level. But it is a new enemy, so it's worth noting. It is the Armored Ogre. They are worth 10 Rift Points. And much tougher than the regular Ogres, supposedly. They still seem like a little bit of a pushover to me. Just because you can freeze them. And then they can just still get owned by your swinging traps. But they are worth 100 Rift Points though, so that's pretty good. And then the last couple of enemies die. I'll shoot the explosive one myself, and enjoy the fireworks and the splits. Ladies and gentlemen, we have beat the level. So, there's Victory Force, and a 5 skull victory at that. Let's see how we're doing stats-wise. 127,000 points, that has to get me somewhere near the top. How the hell did you manage that? Oh well. So, apparently, an easy level for pretty much everyone, because everybody's getting great amounts of points on it. But, back, and we still only have 1 skull, because I got 5 skulls on it the first time through. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to cut the episode off here. Next time we're going to be going to the only level I've ever died on, in hopes that I can not do that. Should be fun. I'll see you all then.